cooking a pizza with Chef Filet. Shut up! But today we will be cooking a pizza, but explaining it with science. Fun. Let's go! This is my oven. Go up to 550 degrees Fahrenheit. Not Celsius, because Americans are stupid. Bet you don't have one of these bad boys. Loser. Now let's see what the pizza says. The pizza says we have to heat it at 450 degrees. Now let's go and set this oven to 450 degrees. Bit of a trigger finger. Now, I want to take this time as the oven warms up to talk to you about conduction. Conduction is when a hot object makes physical contact with another object and transfers some of that heat. For example, when I put the tray into the oven, it gets very, very hot. Now the oven is at the perfect place to start the cooking. So now, what you want to do is take the film off the pizza. Put this on tray. Don't make mess like I did. Put on glove. Open the oven. Open the oven and slide that bad boy right on in. And then you want to close the oven and set timer. Set timer for 16 minutes. Stop! Okay. Now, I want to take this time to talk to you about a little something I like to call radiation. Radiation is another form of heat transfer. It is when a very hot object sets off heat waves to surrounding objects and warms them up. Think of it like in a hot day when the sun is beating down on you. Or cooking an egg in Australia. Now, I also want to take this time to tell you about a little something I like to call endothermic and exothermic reactions. Endothermic is what heat is absorbed to an object and then the object gets heated, like when the metal tray in the oven was heated by the oven. Exothermic, you know, it's like exothermic, on the other hand, is when heat is released from an object. Then think of it like when you are sitting by a fire and you can feel the heat of the flame beating down on your flesh. Very similar to that. Now, before we continue, I want to take this time to thank our sponsor, fans. Fans can heat up or make things cooler with this little process of heat transfer I like to call convection. Convection is when heat is rotating in around the right direction or area and spreads around, making things warmer or cooler. Thanks for fans for sponsoring today's video. Now, back to the cooking. Now that the pizza is done, it is now at its specific heat capability, making it easy to be eaten and delicious and enjoyable. Let's take it up. It seems it's a little past its specific heat capability, but that is fine. I like it crispy. Ah!
Hello there, I am Mr. Fireman, and it seems as if Chef Tolioli put the heat up a bit too high. Oh no! Let's talk about a couple things about fire. I said about twice. Oh boy! Let's talk about combustion. What is combustion? Combustion is when things start to go on fire. Things like burning a match. Ooh, 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 ooh. Fire. However, things getting burnt, like burning a pizza, is not a combustion reaction. It is just a pizza getting really, really, really burnt. But a pizza being lit on fire, now that is a combustion reaction. Basically, a combustion reaction is simply oxygen, heat, and even
carbon dioxide.
But before we can even put out the fire, we must first identify what the fire type is. Okay? Because if it's something like an oil fire or an electric fire, don't put water on it. You know why you don't put water on it? Because you die. You see, you're supposed to use a fire extinguisher, okay? The reason you want to use a fire extinguisher in the first place is because there are chemicals in it that are meant to fight against different types of fires. For instance, use a type B fire extinguisher to fight against oil fires, and use a type C fire extinguisher to fight against electric fires. Okay? Don't be spraying around like you're the hero. No such thing as heroes. You take him a job. Now, in order to prevent a fire even happening in the first place, let's talk about a couple things. For instance, when you're done using the oven, don't leave it on, because that is the definition of a disaster. Turn it off so nothing bad happens ever in your life. Life will be good. Turn it off. Another thing that'll be good for you is if you basically ask for help from a friend, a parent, stranger, demon underneath your bed. Who knows? Just make sure you don't burn down the place, because a careful child is better than a dead one. So, yeah. Well, that's all from me. I'm Mr. Fireman, and let's get back to good old boy Chef Tolioli. Oh no, he's fine. He didn't burn the house down. I lied. I am a liar and a cheat. Okay, bye.
Before a meal goal, let's talk about specific heat capability. Heat capability is when an object is so hot or cold that it changes form. For example, when water is getting colder, it will freeze. Or when water is getting hotter, it will turn into a gas. However, the mass of the object is important, because the more mass that an object has, the longer it will take to change its form. For example, if you have a large amount of water, it will take far longer to heat up or freeze. For example, the ocean is a lot harder to heat up because of it. I hope you enjoyed today's episode on making a pizza. I'll see you next week for an episode about making hot dogs. Bye bye. I'm never doing this shit.